Hmm. All right, so yeah, so like I was saying, today is what is NFP, and plenty of money is going to be what is going to be made. So let's check our Forex factory real quick. Let's check our Forex factory real quick to know what's happening there. All right. So by 1:15, oh, sorry, that was yesterday. Today is 7th of June. By 1:30 p.m., we're expecting the Almighty NF. It's not Almighty, please. Lord God is the Almighty. NFP is not Almighty. So by 1:30 p.m. today, we're expecting. You can see there's a whole lot of fundamentals coming out by that time. There's employment change, there's unemployment change, there's average hourly earnings, there's non-farm employment change, unemployment rates. It's going to be crazy. The volatility is going to be what? It's going to be super, super duper crazy. And as a trader, this is like the Champions League final of trading or the World Cup of trading. When you have all of these fundamentals lined up like this, you know that price is going to be moving what crazy. Okay. So let us go to the chart and look at what we can probably make at least from now till that 1:30 p.m. From now till 1:30 p.m., let us look at how we can take advantage of the market and make some money for ourselves. Okay. So let's look at D30. Oh, D30 is already selling. Like I always say, if even before class starts, you guys should always look at D30 in the morning. Like you don't even need MMR or this particular session for you to look at D30. D30 is always moving. Look at this movement. Can you see this movement? It's crazy. This is what we live for. This is what we want. This is what every trader wants. You understand? You understand? So yeah, so for D30, let's look at how we can take advantage of D30. D30 currently is on a downtrend and is looking to probably get to this stone cold support here, right? So for you guys, you can place an instant sell on D30 and look to take your profit at this particular verified support zone here, right? So for D30, you can, like I said, place your trade and then take your profit. You can at this particular zone here. You can see it here, right? You can place an instant sell on D30 and take your profit at this verified support. You can look at the price level there. So that is my take on D30. And then let's see if there's a likelihood that price might bounce up from that particular region. Okay. There's a kind of resistance towards the left in that same zone. So towards this zone where I'm talking about, there's a kind of resistance around here. Around here, you can see that particular line. You can see how price went up above that line and was brought back down, right? So like I said, for D30, you can place an instant sell and take advantage of this from here to here, right? Take advantage of it and make some cool money for yourself this morning. You can see I added my 21 period moving average. You can see it. You have a verified resistance here. You have the moving average as well, all acting as what? As resistances. So price went down on this downtrend, then there was a retracement, and then price started coming back down again. Okay, so that is what we all want to take advantage of. Price movements. Want to take advantage of what? Price movement. So that's my take on D30. Now let me look at Euro USD and see if it's moving. Okay. Okay. You want to clean your charts. You want to clear your charts. And then I like to always clear my chart and make it very neat so that I can have an idea of what I'm trying to do. So if you look at Euro USD has been, so it was going down at some point, then it hits this. Now look at what happened here. It was like a double bottom. The last time price got to this verified support, what happened? The price went up, right? Went up. And it came back down against that verified support and did what again? It went back up, right? But currently price is on an uptrend. Price is what? Is on an uptrend, okay? All right. So this is using my my stochastic RSI VIP indicator. If you look at this point, around this point is where my RSI went above 50. So if I put my crosshair here, you can see it is aligning with this particular low. So I am touching this low with the current low. Remember, an uptrend is a series of lower highs. Sorry, an uptrend is a series of what? Higher lows, not lower highs, higher lows. This is a low, this is another low, but this low is higher than this one. So I have linked them up together. Can you see what's happening there on 15 minutes? Now look at what's happening here as well. Let me add my moving average. Nice. So for my Euro USD, if I want to go in for a trade on Euro USD, I'll be going in for a trade around this point here. Around this level here. Price can get to that point, and I'll be going in for what is a buy on what? On Euro USD. Now for the sell on Euro USD, I would want to sell. I like to sell at a resistance. So I could easily tell you, oh, sell around here. So I took this buy entry from my 15 minutes, right? My 15 minutes. So if you look at it, a little bit above this recent high. This recent high here. I took that buy entry at that particular point. Okay. Now I would probably tell you to take a sell at below this point here, but I don't like taking sells below a support and taking buys above a resistance. I really don't. I don't feel it's for me. I don't think it's that safe or something like that. But I could easily tell you, oh, take a sell around this point. But the ideal place to take a sell will be when price gets to this resistance. Like you can see what happened previously. You can see how price went up, look to your left. Look at this place here. Can you see it? Look at this point here. Can you see this point? Look at this point. Price went up to that particular resistance and came down. Now it went there again and also came down. And it's trying to get back up to that point. Okay. So if price can get here, we're expecting to start selling from around that place again. Price can get around this region. Where look to your left. If you look to your left, you see that price went there. If you can get there, you can start. Look at Look at how it sold all the way from here. It went all the way down to this point, right? So that is why I said I would prefer that you take a sell at this point rather than at this point, right? Yeah. But this one is like my second sell preference, but it is not the main preference that I want. The main preference that I would want for a sell is what at this point here. Okay. All right. Let me bring this a little bit down for the sell. So you can see where I took both my sell and my buy on this particular instrument. For that's for Euro USD. That is for what? Euro USD. Okay. So I've given us entries for D30. I only gave us a sell entry for Euro USD for D30. Now let me go to gold real quick. Gold is doing something that I like very well. Gold is currently on a downtrend. So gold went down to this particular support, retraced, and is looking to come back down. Do you understand? So let us like to clean up my chart. You can see that I have I can't really work if the chart is like this. I always want to clean it up, add my stochastic RSI VIP indicator before I do anything. Okay. All right, so I'm going to add my VIP indicator and I'm going to add it up now. Then okay. So I'm going to do my markups. Go to my 15-minute time frame and try and see if there are any other resistances. Okay, you can see that there's one here, which is kind of pushing the price back down, which is nice. So we are still on a downtrend on gold. How do I know we're on a downtrend? Because my RSI is still below what 50. You can see at this point, you can see that point where it went down. You can see that is what brought about this particular price going way down. Now let me add my moving average. So I just got a report that somebody said D30 is buying very fast. How is it buying very fast? That's not how to trade. Because you saw a temporary buy, you felt it is buying. Is that how to trade? It's like saying if I'm doing a tug of war with someone, or I'm pulling a rope in the tug of war, like when you have like a tug of war on the beach, and then one side is pulling the rope and the other side is pulling the rope. Then if one side pulls you, it means that they have won or something. That's not how to trade, for crying out loud. That is not how to trade. Okay, it's bought up now and it's going back down. Talk by now should know how candles work. You don't just look at what is happening in microseconds. The thing bought, it's bought. For how many seconds did it buy? You are looking at the general picture, not just what is happening in tiny seconds. It's bought, it sold from here down to this point, and it went up to this point, and now it is going back down. Now that it's going back down now, what do you have to say now? You don't just look at what is happening in microseconds. You look at the general picture. The reason why I said it's a sell is because the trend is a downtrend. Look at what has happened in the past. It came down here. Look at this is, I'm now having to do what I'm not supposed to be doing. Look at price going up. Look at it. This is where the downtrend started. This is a continuous downtrend. Price went down. It bought a bit, went down, 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 bought a bit. Now it is going down. This is the 80s. This is the shaking out of trading. You should know how a chart. Go and look at every chart. The price cannot just be going down. It will go down. It might go up a bit, but the general direction is what is a downtrend. That is why I say that you need to sell. And when I say you need to sell, it does not mean that in that sale you might not see temporary buys or like where the price goes up. Because we should know this by now. On 15 minutes, you are seeing it going up. But look at it on 4 hours. It went up from here, and it's coming back down. Okay, all that up that you say it was going down. Look at B went up to this point, and then it came back down again. You might even still go back up again and still come back down. The only time I would say that this thing is looking to buy is when this thing has gone above this moving average here. As long as this particular candle is still below this moving average, a sell is the logical thing to place because the trend is on a downtrend. When you're on a downtrend, you look out for sells, not buys. It does not mean that you will not see buys on a downtrend. You will see buys, but those buys are supposed to be temporary. The sells are, can you see what happened here? Look at it yourself. Look at, after this slight buy, can you see from here all the way down here? I'm not going to answer this kind of question again. So, yes, I've done Euro USD. So I'm on gold now. Right. So I've drawn my I've done my my markups. I've done my markups. Hope you can hear me. Yeah, I've done my markups, but let me go to 15 minutes and check. Okay. So basically, what I was saying is, I don't know if this thing can draw here, but the way this market works, look at this uptrend number. Like price will go up, retrace a bit. So price is going to go up, form a high. An uptrend is a series of what? Higher highs and higher lows. That is how you know an uptrend. So if you want to know how an uptrend looks like, the price will go, form a high, go down a bit, form a low, go higher to form a new high that is higher than the previous high. Then it will go low to form a new low that is higher than the previous low. To go higher again to form a new high that is higher than the 2 previous highs, go low again to form a low that is higher than the 2 previous lows. As long as it keeps doing that, that is what we call what? An uptrend. An uptrend is a series of higher highs and what? Higher lows. Look at what happened here. Look at this thing. It went down. So it went down, formed a low. This is a downtrend. So a downtrend is a series of lower lows and lower highs. It went down, formed this low. Then it formed this high. Then it formed this low, which is lower than the previous what? Low. Then it formed this high, which is lower than the previous high. Then it came down again to form another low, which is lower than the 2 previous lows, and came up again to form this high, which is lower than this high and this high. Then it came down again to form a low, which is lower than this low, than this low, than this low, and came up to form another high, which is lower than this high. That's how you know a downtrend. Then it came down to form another low, high, low, it is at this point that it broke that high. They can now start saying, oh, this trend is about to start going what? Up. Can you see it? It went from a downtrend to an uptrend. That is the essence. Once you know how a downtrend looks like and how an uptrend looks, even when you place a sell and the price is buying, you are like, this price is supposed to be temporary because the trend is a downtrend. On a downtrend, you want to be seeing more of what? More of what? More of sells. On 1 hour now, look at this moving average acting as a pure resistance on this particular price. Okay. So let's go. Now for gold, there's a resistance here, like I said. Let me draw a Fibonacci retracement level to see. So from the highest point to the lowest point. Now look at what is happening. When I drew this Fibonacci level on my 1 hour from the highest point to the lowest point, look at where my 50.0 retracement level is. Exactly on the moving average. So I can add like another line exactly where my 50 is. So you can see that there's plenty of resistance around here. There's plenty of what? Resistance to price moving what? Up. So the idea is that that price has formed a high, it has formed a low. Now it's trying to form like a lower high, which is going to be lower than the previous high. So that by the time so that what will happen, the idea is that this is going to happen like price will come here, retrace, hit this resistance, and then come back what? Down. Okay, so that is the idea actually. And as you can see what has been happening here, you will see that there's been so many, price has rejected here multiple times. Price went here, got rejected. Tried it again, got rejected. Tried it the third time, got rejected. Tried it the fourth time, got rejected. He's trying to try it again, right? He's trying to try it what? Again. Okay. So he's trying to break this particular resistance here. Now, if this particular candle, this is 14 minutes, 33 seconds. If this particular candle can break and close, so set your timer in the next 14 minutes. If this particular candle closes above this region, then on the next candle, that is on 15 minutes. On what? On 15 minutes. Look to your left. Can you look to your left? Look to your left. Look at it. Can you see what happened here? Price came here, was rejected and went down. That tested multiple times and now it's trying to break. If this, for some of you that want to risk it, you can enter a buy now and probably take your profit here, right? If you want to risk it, you can enter a buy and take your profit here. Or you can wait for this particular candle to close. And then on the next candle, you can enter a buy and leave your take profits open. Right? You can see that it's trying to go to this 61.8. You can enter a buy now if you want to risk it, because this is about 13 minutes. Right? Or you can wait for this particular candle to close. You can set a timer. Look at the timer, 13 minutes. In 13 minutes, 18 seconds, this candle is going to close. On the next candle, that is when you can look to enter what? A buy. Or you can enter a buy now and try to take your profit at this 61.8 Fibonacci retracement what? Level. Okay. Now, for my sell preference, which is actually the preference that I want, for my sell, I'll be looking to sell around this region here. Around here. I'll be looking to sell around that region. So I'm probably expecting price to retrace. Is that you sell from there or you sell from under here? Once price starts, if this candle is not able to close above this 50, if it is pushed down like the others, you can sell around here. So this first sell above is like my first sell preference before the second one, right? So the first sell is like below this 50, this region here. This is on 15 minutes, right? This is on 15 minutes. I should cancel this second cell first and foremost. So you can see this other one here is like a resistance zone here. You can see I do like a very long line. That's like a resistance, but price seems to be going above it. And I said for some of you, because we have different types of traders. Some traders have a very high level of their risk appetite is high. Why for some other traders, they are very conservative when it comes to trading. And that is why when people place trades, some people can be making 198 naira. Somebody made 198 naira yesterday doing this high impact. It was funny, but it was not very fun. High impact news came out. I know how much I made. I know. I can't say it because some of you might like, if I say it, don't worry, let's continue. But somebody made 198 naira yesterday. I think somebody made 300 and something K in the morning. 300 and something K in the morning. Yeah. That was from D30. 300, he made 350K. 350. Made it in the morning. So every morning, D30 starts to move by 8 a.m. in the morning. Always check D30, right? So like I said, this is on 15 minutes. Look at where I am placing my trade. Hold on. All right, so let's continue. Okay. So like I said, for some of you who are risk takers, you can place a buy. This thing is really going up. You can place a buy and take your profits at this 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. Or if you are conservative, you can wait in 10 minutes time. And on the next candle, you can enter a buy, right? But this candle is really going up. But it's possible that this, I mean, if you've been trading for a while, you will know that the candle can go way up and still close below this particular resistance level. This line I drew. This particular line is like a resistance. So this below that resistance level is where I put my sell entry. But then, if this price should get to this 61.8, then that means you should be looking to, if you see like a bearish candle, because like I always say, I like to sell at a resistance. I don't like to sell above a resistance. So I don't think it will make sense for price to go all the way up here, and then I'll start putting my sell very far. Like if price starts to come down, you want to enter your sell as close to a resistance as possible. This 61.8 is the next resistance that this price is going towards. You want to always sell at a resistance. Look at, this is a resistance here. Can you see? Can you see? This is what? A resistance. This is a resistance. You can see how price went to that resistance and started selling. The best place to sell is at a what? Is at a resistance. And the best place to buy is at a what? Is at a support. Right? I don't like to buy above a resistance or sell below a support, except in some very exclusive cases. You know, it's like saying you don't like to jump from an airplane, which is not which should not normally happen. But if an airplane was on fire, you might need to jump, you know, something like that. So that is my take on what? On gold. So gold is kind of pushing towards the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. If it gets there, it's there are two things that will likely happen. If it gets there, either it gets there and continues to sell upwards, or there's a kind of rejection that might happen at that particular point. Okay, let me look to the left and see if price has rejected around that place recently. There's been a kind of rejection around that point, somewhere here as well, right? And a bit around here. So different places that you can sell. You can sell at that 61.8, which is, I think, is if price should get there, then you should be looking to sell there. So is that that price gets there. So you can leave your take profits open and see and check whether the price is going to try and continue going above the 61.8 Fibonacci level, or whether it will be rejected at that level. But if this candle does not close above this resistance level in the next 6 minutes, if it comes down below, this is your sell entry. So that is my take on on the yellow metal. Remember, today is NFP by 1:30 p.m. If you have any open trades by 1:30 p.m., please try and close them. Please try and close them, because by 1:30 p.m., we're looking for something like this. This is what we are looking for. See this kind of candle movement. This is what you are looking for. And mind you, by 1:30, by that time, the leverage is going to be reduced. So if you have 100K, you may not be able to use it to trade and make substantial money. Doing NFP, because the leverage is going to be reduced, you need to fund like a higher amount of money than you usually fund during NFP of maybe last year or last 2 years. Because the leverage, let's say by 12:30, the leverage is going to be reduced, and then maybe by 2 p.m. the leverage is going to change back to, the leverage is going to be reduced from 1:500 to 1:100, and then it will change back to 1:500 after the news. And there's a reason for that, because of some of you always having negative balances on your account, because somebody will have 100K and placing one standard lot. If you do it now, the trade won't even go anyway. So yeah, D30 is the same thing as GER40. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yes, it is. All right, let me check US. Nice. Seriously, it's giving me what I want. US 100. So US 100, who can tell me very fast? Who can tell me what trend US 100 is in? I don't really do oil. Someone is asking me for, I don't do oil. Who can tell me the trend US 100 is in? Who can tell me the trend US 100 is in? Yeah, US 100 is in a downtrend. Is what? Somebody said uptrend. How is it in an uptrend? It went up from here. It was at this point that it started going down. So it has gone down. It has retraced. Now it is going down again. Let me add my moving average and see whether my moving average is going to be around the moving. Let me add it. You can see price is below the moving average. Okay. So this is the point where the thing started going down. From this point, you can see from here, because this is where my RSI went below 50. So at this point, price went down. So I'm going to draw a trend line from here. I can draw a trend line from here, or I can decide to draw it from here, but it must link with this recent low or recent high. A downtrend is a series of lower highs and lower lows. This is a high. This is a what? High. This is another high. But this current high is lower than the previous high. Okay. So let me go to 15 minutes and see what's happening there. All right. So for US 100, my sell preference would be around here. Below here. Once price gets this point, I should be looking for what? Should be looking to sell. That is my the price is on a downtrend. If I was to draw a Fibonacci retracement level, let me draw it. So I'm going to draw from the last place where price. So this is the last high that price got to when there was a retracement. So price went down, it got to this low, then got to this high. What's the highest high here? Okay, I think it's this one. So I'm going to draw from this high to this low. Look at the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. Can you see it? So you can see that there's a turncoat resistance. Look at the turncoat resistance here. Look at the turncoat resistance. Look at Abby, this line here. Look at it here. And then there's a 61.8 retracement, fib retracement level where as well here. That is both acting as a what? As a resistance what? Area. Okay. So like I said, once price gets to this point, you want to be looking to what? To sell. Now, like I always say, I like to sell at a what? I like to sell at a support and buy at a what? At a resistance. So if you want to buy, once price starts getting into this region and starts getting towards this verified support, look at what happened to your left. Can you see? To your left, you can see that price went down. The price went down, came to this point. It came to this verified support point. Came here, right? You can see it came here. And then what did it do? It started what? Going up. So if you want to buy, you're looking to buy from this support region here. You can see how price went down. Down, 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 down. Then from that support, it started what? Going up. So I wouldn't want to tell you that you should place a buy above this place here. See, the further price is away from your buy entry, the more inaccurate it is for your life. Why would you want to place a buy very far away from the current market price? Does it even make sense? Does not make sense. You want to buy as close to the support as possible. Look at this is a verified resistance. Can you see? This is a what? This is a verified resistance. Look at it. This one here. Look at this one. Look at what happened. When price got to the verified resistance, what happened? Boom, went down. Got to this verified support. What happened from there? Boom, went up. So you want to be selling as close to the resistance as possible. You want to be selling as you want to be as close to the resistance as possible. Can you see on 4 hours? Can you see where you are here? There's even an inverted hammer on 4 hours. Can you see there's an inverted hammer? Can you see what's happening here? Price was rejected. This moving average rejected. It was rejected here. It was rejected here. There's a trend line that is also rejecting it along with this moving average and this resistance area, pushing the price further down. So if you want to know like that your what do you call it, that your analysis is really making sense, you want to look at it from different time frames. Look at this analysis on my 4 hours time frame. Look at it on my 1 hour time frame. Look at it on my 15 minutes time frame. Right? Can you see? Can you see that? All right. So that is my take on US 100. So this is like a sell zone. And then once price gets down to this area, you want to be looking to do what? To buy. Okay. That is my take on what US 100. Remember, NFPs by 130. If you have any open trades, I would advise that you close them because, well, it's two ways. If you have an open trade and an NFP happens to go in your direction, blessed is thee among men and women because it will be your happy day. It will be a great weekend for you. So it's possible that somebody might have maybe placed a trade today. Maybe the person was making small. Let's say the person placed one standard lot. The person was maybe making 54K, and then boom, NFP hits. Maybe the person was on a buy. NFP hits, and that buy continues. Boom. You go from 54K to 500K in less than 5 seconds. You know. Yeah. Somebody asked, what if I am losing? Can I say, what if you are losing? I don't understand. What if you are losing? If you are losing before NFP, like I said, it's two ways. You might be losing. Your trade might be going down. Let's say you placed a buy and the trade was going down, right? And you are losing. And NFP comes out, and that your particular instrument, it pushes it up to maybe this point. You might go from minus 15K to plus 500K in a matter of seconds. Okay, so I don't want to be Yeah. So let's continue. Let's continue. Let me check. US 30 is still doing the same thing that the US 100 is doing, but it's getting closer to this verified support. It's kind of close to a verified. Can you see what's happening here? What trend is US by now? By now, we should know how to identify trade by just with our naked eyes. Okay, that's wearing dark shades or anything, you should be able to know. So what trend do we think US 30 is at the moment? What trend do we think US 30 is on at the moment? What trend do we think it is on? Should be able to, these things are things that we need to learn for ourselves. Don't wait for someone to learn these things. Learn these things. Learn them, learn them, learn them. Learn. Because learning makes you better. When you learn, you become better. So now this is the point where this particular, can you see? This is where, no, not even there, here. This is where the downtrend started from here, right? So it started here, then it came down, went up from this point. Can you see this point? Then started coming back down again. Okay. So let me draw like a line here. But I can go my 15 minutes and still look for lower lows. Okay, look at. I can still draw from here. I can also draw from here. Right? I can also draw from here. So I can draw my trend line from here, from this high to meet this current lower what high. But the thing now with D30 is that US 30 is moving at snail space, but you can still move down because it's kind of trying to push down. Can you see? Can you see my moving average? Let me add my Fibonacci and see. Let me add my Fibonacci from this highest point to this lowest point. Can you see the 50 is also acting? So for myself on US 30, I'm looking, you know, you can enter an instant sale right now, so, or you can use what I just gave. Enter an instant sale. You can use what I just gave. So this is my, like I said earlier before, look at what happened. I would not want to give you a buy above this resistance here. Tell you, oh, buy above this resistance. Look at what happened previously to your left. You can see that price went down, just like it happened in US 100. So you notice that most of these US indices, they have like similar movement, right? Let me go to 4 hours. Can you see 4 hours? You can see how the price is also pushing down on 4 hours. See, there's been a rejection on the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level. Look at price rejected. So these two lines are like resistance areas, right? So price rejected here. There's a rejection here. There's a rejection here. There's a rejection here as well, right? And then look at it here as well. So price went down, retraced, then it's coming back down again. Just know the general idea behind trading. The general idea is that price will go up on an uptrend. Price will go up. On an uptrend, right? Price will go up from a low, form a high, form a low. Now this low now is higher than this previous low. Then it will go up to this point. Sorry, from here it went here to form a high. Then from this high went here to form a low. Now this low is higher than the previous low. Then from this low went to form a high, which is higher than the previous high. Now look at what happened here. It now went below this previous low. That means it was as if this uptrend was starting to turn into a downtrend. But what happened? It quickly went up again to form a high. So you can see that is happening. You can see low, high. But at this point, it could not form a new high that is higher than the previous high. That's why it started coming what? Down. On a downtrend, you are looking out for what? Sells. But you want to be looking out for sells at once the price retraces, you are looking at, okay, at what point? Like here now, look at price went down, you retrace. It was at this point that it started coming back down. That is it in trading. Once you can figure this thing out, you are good. Once you can figure where the price is likely to retrace. So what trend is it? It's a downtrend. Okay, if it's on a downtrend, that means it's going to be forming lower lows and lower highs. At what point is it going to retrace? That is what you are trying to find out. If you can find it out, that means you know where to sell on that downtrend. If it's an uptrend, it's going to be forming highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows. At what point, when it goes up and is retracing down, at what point is it going to start buying? That is your job. If you can find out, then you are good. Not finish. That is it. There's no all these people that are going everywhere. They'll put 54 moving averages. You don't need all those ones. If you can be able to find out at the point where price has gone down on the downtrend, then it goes up. So as it is going up, you're looking at what point is this thing likely to start coming back down? That is your job. Finish, nothing more, nothing less. If you can find that, you are good to go. So I think I've given us, so for US30, like I said, you can be selling at this region. Then once price gets this support, like it did before previously, you want to be looking at buying around the support. Okay. So that is my take on on US 30. I don't do oil because I don't really like doing oil. So let me check my my market milk to know what particular currencies are doing well now. So if you check all the currencies, why is every currency strong? Like no one seems to be weak. How possible is that? I didn't refresh. Okay, I refreshed it. So let me check another. Let's see if it's still the same thing. Still the same. So everything is strong. Let's check and let's say USD JPY. USD JPY. So when you are looking for instruments to analyze, you want to look at the ones that are like they have like a trend kind of structure, right? Like the ones that fit into like a trend, that fit into something like this, you know, something like this, up, down, higher lows, sorry, lower lows, lower highs. You want something that has like a structure. That is what you are looking for, okay? And let me go to AUD US. You can see, I want to ask a question. What trend is AUD USD on? What trend is AUD USD on? What trend is AUD USD on? What trend is he on? All right, so nobody's answering me. Okay. Right, so let me plot my chart for AUD USD. Nobody answered me. Who is saying uptrend? What's in an uptrend? Is in a downtrend. Look at this is the point where AUD went on a down here at this point here. Once the RS on 1 hour, once my RSI is below 50, it's a downtrend. I'm looking for sales. Once it's above 50, look at this point. Can you look at this point where it went above 50? Can you see? Right? If I add my moving average now, you see where it will rest. Can you see? Can you see my moving average? Resting right where. So how do I connect it? I'm going to connect this high with a lower high. Look at it. Basically trying to look at the possible areas where price is likely to do what? Start going down from. Okay, let me go to 15 minutes. Is there any fundamental news coming out from the Australian zone? Because that might okay, there's no one coming out from the Australian zone. Okay. You can see my screen now. Can you see the screen now? Can we see the screen now? Okay. All right. Let's continue. So I'll go to 1 hour. I've drawn my markup on 1 hour. I'll go to 15 minutes. I use 1 hour and 15 minutes. Then I'll draw, additional ones. Sometimes I just click on all of the charts to make sure that everything is well. Just, let's just refresh everything, clean it up. All right. So for AUD USD, I'm looking to enter on a trade. Now, two things will likely happen. Either I place a trade below here, because this place is acting as a support, right? This particular region here. You can see last time price got here. But then I would want to place my sell from here. On AUD USD. I would want to do what? Place my sell from this point on AUD what? USD. The point here, the point is not for us to keep, the idea behind all these things we do is that at some point you should be able to do it yourself. This thing that I'm doing now, I didn't know how to do it before 22. I started trading in 2017. But in 2017, I was relying on, people to always analyze for me all the time. Then I used to pay 10,800 naira. Because I was in this WhatsApp group. I'll pay 10,800 naira every time. 10,800. Wow. Well, times have changed now. So the idea is that you want to be able to analyze the market on your own, right? So now something might likely happen. You can go in for a sell once this particular candle closes in 13 minutes, or you can wait for it to close after 13 minutes and go in for a sell. But look at what's happening here. This is a downtrend, quite all right. Now it's possible that price might get to this week's support and start buying, or it might break this week's support, get to this untested support and start buying. Like what happened here? Can you see? See, look at what happened here. Can see how price got there? Here, look at it here. Price got to that point and was rejected and came up again. So price might likely get this week's support and go up, or it might break it and come down to this week's support, or it might even come down. So what you would do normally is, what I would normally do is I can set like a stop loss above here and then leave my take profit open and see whether the price will be able to break this week's support, break this untested support, and keep going down to this point. Because where I'm looking at, where I'm looking at for price to go is actually here. I'm actually looking at this point. Actually to this point. That's what I'm looking at actually here. Okay. That is where I'm looking at for my sell onwards. And like I said, I always want to buy at a what? At a resistance. Look to your left. Technical analysis is the study of the past price activity of an instrument in order to forecast the future price movement of that what instrument. Okay, you want to look at what has happened to this instrument in the past, and then that will help you to know what's likely to happen to it in the what in the future. Okay, so if you look at what has happened here, why? So this if you are the risk, if you are kind of trader that likes taking risk, if your risk appetite is high, like I said, you can put like your stop loss around here. You can put a stop loss around here and enter into a sell now, and then see what happens. At least you want to see maybe I can sell at to this point. So this is like the take profit 1 for your sell. This is the take profit 2 for your second for your sell, and this is the take profit 3, right? So this is take profit 1, take profit 2, and take profit 3 for the what for the sell on AUD USD. AUD USD. Okay, so that is my take on AUD USD. And like I said, either one of those places, price might be looking to do what? To retrace. But let me use my Fibonacci. So from here to this low, can you see the 50? Can you see where the 50 fib level is resting? Directly on that moving average. Can you see on 1 hour, I drew my fib level from, so when price retraced, right? This particular very long candle here, that is this candle and the retracement. So if I want to draw like a fib now for this particular candle, I'm going to draw from like this is a candle, and this is like the retracement on the candle. So I will draw from here, from this low to this high, to try and check where this price is likely to retrace from and start pushing up. Okay, so this is, we have what to call, this is an impulse. We call it impulse and retracement. So price has gone down here, it has retraced here. So you're trying to check the likely areas where price is going to retrace from. 38.2, 50, and 61.8. These are retracement levels. That means on a downtrend, it's either you're expecting price to come like this at 38.2 and go down, or price will go up to 50.0 and go down, or it will go up to 60.0 and go down. Once it passes 60.0, you know, it's starting to go up towards 100. Okay. So you can see where I put in my sell. So this is my sell region, and I took it on the 15 minutes, right? So that is my take on what AUD USD. I've done how many now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I do Euro USD? Looking at, you know, like you look at issue. Okay, here's JPY. Seems like nice. Now let me do USD cards. Let me check USD JPY. USD JPY. Whenever you want to trade, you want to look at instruments that, like I said, that have, they are clear cut, right? They can help you know what is likely going on there. Let me check. I like trading USD CHF. USD CHF. Okay. Let's look at our market make and see what's going on for USD CHF. USD CHF is their strength is almost the same thing. So I might not really want to take that trade. But let's do cards, because there's a news coming out from the Canadian region, right? So there's a news coming out from the Canadian region, right? Yes. By 1:30 p.m. Okay. Okay, so far I'm saying USD price. Let me look at USD first. But there's not, I don't want to do USD because, like I said, USD if I check my market milk, this is trying to show us the most volatile currency. Okay, nice. Okay, USD. Okay, we can do USD Let's check. Let me check USD. Yes, JPY is going down. It's already going down to this verified support. It's already going down to this verified support. Let me check the currency meter again. There's a currency meter that you can check. Okay, so you have like a currency strength meter. Okay. Okay, so you have let's try. So JPY is strong. These three are strong. These ones are, they're kind of weak. Let's see. Let's see. Um, let's see. Let's see Euro JPY. But I want to do USD CHF, but they're both weak. NZD USD. Let's see. Let's check NZD USD. Let's see. NZD USD. Okay. Let me first of all do USD CHF. Come in. Right. So I go to my 1 hour, I do my markups of my 1 hour here and here. And I go to my 15 minutes, do my minor markups here and here. Right. So on 1 hour, you can clearly see that the trend is this is still below 50 from here. So I add the moving average. Let me add my moving average. You can see what's going on here, telling me exactly. So price, my trend line is going, I'm drawing it from here, connecting it, but it might still break anyway, but I'm connecting it to what I can see now. There's price is moving upwards, or I can go to my 15 minutes and just connect to this particular, this is the recent high I'm seeing here, this one here. Okay, it's kind of breaking. We're expecting price to come down. Here's my moving average. I'm just going to align it with my moving average for now, since price is still going up, right? So price is still going up to this untested resistance. It's possible that price will go up and then get rejected, just like what happened before. You can see what happened before. Previously, price went up, got to that untested resistance, and what happened? Boom, 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 went down here. Okay, and now price is trying to come back up to that point, right? Okay, it's trying to come back up to that same point. So it's possible that price will come down here and then start pushing back down. So for my sell on Euro USD, on USD CHF, I want to be selling around here. I want to be selling around here. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I want to be selling around this point on what? On USD CHF. Now, you know how I said I don't really like to, place buys But there are times when you might want to do that, but 90% of the time, I wouldn't want to place a buy above a resistance. But if this price can break above this weak resistance, you can enter a buy around this point here. Right? You can see that the price is being rejected. Can you see the price is kind of being rejected into our sell preference, like I said. It's kind of being rejected into our sell preference. So for the buy, look at my buy on USD CHF. So basically, you might want to wait for price to break and close. So on 15 minutes, if a candle can come, if a bullish candle can go above this particular region and break and close above it, above this particular region, and break and close above it, then you should be looking to place a what? A buy. But for me, I prefer to buy at a what? At a support. So for me to want to buy, I probably likely want to. Can you see that there's a huge, look at on 5 minutes, can you see that there's this huge rejection here? Can you see into that our sell region? Can you see? Like I said, the best place, look at rejection, rejection. Look at this very long rejection candle, like an inverted hammer, entering into this our sell zone, which is being reflected here. That is why you are seeing this happen here, right? So, like I said, you can always, you might want to allow price to come down to this support before you buy, or if price can break above this weak resistance, you can buy around this point. Okay, so this is my take on USD JPY. So I'm just going to do one more. I've done how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to just do one more, and then I'll be done. Yeah, I'll be doing US 2000. So let me quickly do it. Yeah. And here, right? We know the trend, right? We know the trend. Who is asking this kind of question? Emmanuel, carry the question, 1 question, 2 question. For real, like, wow. This is money market review. It's not, you ask questions in the evening class. It's not in the morning class necessarily. Like, because if I'm going to have to ask a question, that means I'll have to deviate. There are other people here who already know what you're asking, and to be unfair to them, for me to leave them and then start answering, these are things that you ask during evening classes, not like by this time. So let me add my moving average. Oh no, I've not added my, not, I wouldn't know what to do. I'll be lost without my stochastic RSI. What would I do without it? I'll be lost. For some of you that already have this, you should know how to use it by now. Let me add my moving average to see. Right? You can see, so there's like a resistance there. Right. Okay, let me where this, from this point, my fib level from this point to this point, you can see that there's the 8.2 is like also acting as a retracement level, where price might come here and then, you know, start to go back down. Now for my entries, for my buy entry, there are different entries, right? Now for myself, so price might start selling from, if this particular candle goes up here, like what happened in to the left, you can see that the last time price got to resistance, it started coming down, right? So if price gets this resistance, you can look to enter. Like I said, you always want to be trading at a. Well, you always want. I'm always hammering that thing. Like, look at it. You want to always buy at a support. Can you see? Buy at a support, and do this is a resistance, and sell at a resistance. This is a resistance. Sell at a resistance. Can you see it? Sell at a resistance. Buy at a support. So if this price goes up to this resistance, you can buy from there. Right? This on 15 minutes, USL on 15 minutes. Look at the structure. You can buy from there. Sorry, you can sell from there. Or you can sell once price starts getting down. Right? Here. Start selling from around here. If this moving average rejects, the price, and then the price starts to come down, you can sell. For some of you who have high risk appetite, you can start selling once you see as price is coming down, and once you start seeing any kind of rejection, like let's say after this candle closes, the next candle is like a bearish candle. You want to wait for that candle to close. This is my candle countdown timer. It's an indicator that helps me know when so this particular candle is going to close in the next 52 seconds. Okay. It's closing the next 52 seconds. Can you see this is 42, 41. This is 21, like this is 37 plus this. So it's closing the next 27 seconds, 20, sorry, not 27, 29. Look at both of them. You see that they're adding up to 60, right? So yeah, so this is my sell preference. For the buy preference, you can either buy here. If price breaks above, you can buy here. Between this 38.2 and 50.0 fib level, or you can buy when price, like I said, I really don't like to buy above resistance. The best place to buy is always at a what? So if price starts to go down and it comes to this support, you are looking at it, buying. Look at, can you see it? What can we see to our left? Look to the left of your chart. What can you see? Can somebody tell me what we can see towards the left of the chart? I'm showing us the chart now. What can you see to the left? What can you see to the left of the chart? Nobody's answering me. Look at this buy here. Look at it here. Right? Can you see the last time price got to this support area, price went up. So you can see, right? Price. So look at where I put myself. Put it below this current, below the previous low. The previous low. This was the previous low that price got to before it started going up here. Below this previous low, that's where price will before it started going. Okay. Okay, so then for the buy, like I said, I really don't like to place buys above a resistance. Okay. All right, so this will be where I'm going to stop for today. US 2000. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did USDC check. Did I do USDC? No, I don't think I did USDC check. I think. Oh, I did USDC check. Did I do USDJPY? Yeah. Ah. Oh. I'm supposed to, and I've spent time. Yeah. I didn't do USDJPY. I don't like what USDJPY is doing. USDJPY is not good right now. See, people don't force trades. All of you do USDJPY. You know, I've looked at USDJPY. It has been selling for a long time, and go and force trade now. Next thing now, you start you say, oh, they say this one. You don't force before you place a trade. You look at it. Look at it well. Study it well. Okay, that's how you do it. So we can see the rejection on USD-CHF, right? You can see this strong rejection pushing towards this point. D30 has sold all the way down to this point. It has really sold down before it's coming back up, but it's still on a downtrend anyway. So this one as well. most of these instruments are not really moving very well because of the NFP that is coming out. Look at gold. Gold is, selling toward the inside that the sell zone. What else did we do? US 100, still on a downtrend. Still on a downtrend. What else? US 30, right? So as long as you're on a downtrend, US 500 as well too. If you want to sell on US 500, go on your 50 minutes time frame or your 1 hour time frame. Just below this recent low on 1 hour, you can enter your sell there. Can you see that? So can you see? Look at it. There's a down from that place all to this resistance, like what happened previously. And if you look to your left, if I was to do my markup, you will see that last time price got there. You can see, look at it here. Can you see? Price came down to that support region and then went up. Okay, and then it went up. So that is my take basically. So okay, I'll give you a preference for this buy as well. Let me give you a preference for this buy. For this buy, you want to buy around this area here. Yeah. For the buy on what? On US 100. Buy and stop at just before this moving average here. All right, so that is my take. Thank you so much, guys. It was nice having you around. And then have a peaceful day. Make money. Don't gonna be making 198 naira. This is NFP. Make money. Don't make 198. Make money. Let me show you something. Somebody made this. Let me just show us quickly. Quickly. Somebody made this amount of money. Somebody, a human being. A human being made this amount of money. Hold on. A human being made this amount of money. Somebody. Can you see that? On the 10th of November, 2022, somebody's Christmas was made whole. 10,122,244 naira 80 kobo. The guy made sure he made money on all the units. He made money in millions, made it in thousands, made it in hundreds, made it in kobo. Bye, guys. See you next. Okay.